Thank you, honorable members. Please be seated. And let us invite our honorable Prime Minister, Brigadier Super Mark Phillips. I forget the medication. I forget the medication.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the only reason I'm walking with this medication because I have concern for the honorable members on the other side of the House. So if during my presentation or afterwards you need some relief, it's here. Mr. Speaker,
I was about to say thank you for walking with it. You reminded me to send for mine.
You might need it. Mr. Speaker, today I rise again in support of Budget 2026. And I say again because I rose many times before from 2020 to now supporting budgets that has transformed the lives of the people of Guyana.
As Prime Minister of Guyana.
Proudly, as the Prime Minister of Guyana. supported His Excellency, and of course, supporting our Senior Minister of Finance in the office of the President, Dr. Ashni Kumar Singh. And I must take the opportunity to compliment Dr. Singh for once again having a budget prepared that continues to keep us on the trajectory, one of development. Mr. Speaker, this budget is being presented on the 26th of January 2026 at a defining moment in our national life. Following the general and regional elections of September the 4th, 2025, the People's Progressive Party civic government returned to office, not with 33 seats, with 36 seats.
That's right. That's right.
The people of Guyana sent a message.
Clear message.
Loud and clear. We want the PPPC in government for the next 5 years to steer the ship of development in Guyana. And you know, Mr. Speaker, I sat, unfortunately I wasn't here for the first 2 days, but I heard the presentations from the opposition, the combined opposition. The smaller and smaller components of the opposition. And of course, the seat that is awarded based on the remain notorium, enshrined in our laws, our electoral laws. Some say left-overs.
Left. The bon.
But then they will say a seat is a seat. Bombay.
That's right.
But you know, Mr. Speaker, before I go into the areas of development that falls within the ambit of the office of the Prime Minister, and you know, as the Prime Minister, this is a unique Prime Ministership. Harkens back to the time of Mr. Samuel Hoynes. He was a Prime Minister with responsibilities. And we had an interregnum. And we have decided to continue with the tradition.
Restore dignity to the Prime Minister.
Restore dignity to the Prime Minister's office. And responsibility.
That's right.
So even though I speak to you as Prime Minister, I still have to report on several areas, not only on the Prime Ministerial Secretariat, on disaster preparedness, on energy, on ICT connectivity, and on public communications and information in Guyana. Of course, I'm a member of the Defense Board too. And I'm ready to serve in any other capacity so directed by His Excellency, our President. Mr. Speaker, there are 2 or 3 matters that I want to clear before I move into discussing those areas of responsibility. And unfortunately, I would have expected the opposition leader or leader of the opposition to be present here, because that would be, in the true fashion of a budget debate. Should not be one-sided. Both sides should be led by their constitutionally appointed leaders. Me being leader of government business and the leader of the opposition, unfortunately his chair is empty. So we start with an empty chair. After a lot of excitement, a lot of protests, to occupy that seat. And now the seat is empty, Mr. Speaker. And, you know, Mr. Speaker, if you're going to come to this House, in the absence of the leader of the opposition, I want to educate the members over there. If you're going to come to this House and you're going to criticize the policies, the projects, the programs of the government side, at least do some research. And be present. I know somebody complained that there's a lot of reading, but I used to be instructor to staff school in the military. And whenever a student come to me and say, but you know, directing staff, it's a lot of reading. My response to that student was always, it's only a lot of reading if you do it all. Bit deep, right? It's only a lot of reading if you do it all. The reality is that if you want to pass, you have to do the readings.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
You have to spend the time and do the readings.
And government is actually real work. Not posing.
You, as opposition, is an important part of the governance structure of Guyana. And you as opposition, you are, I said you are.
She correcting grammar.
I said you are, I did.
He correcting grammar now.
I said no, I'm sorry. If I said that, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. You as opposition, you are an important part of governance. You have to keep us literally and figuratively on our feet. And you could only do that if you read. As somebody said before, leaders are readers.
Leaders are readers.
So now that you earn your seat on the side of the opposition, you have to do the reading. You have to do the readings. It will be a lot of readings. And you have to do it all if you're going to be effective here. So you don't just ask somebody to send a photograph. And in addition to reading, you have to do research. You have to go on the ground. The members on the depleting side of the opposition, they have a favorite term they always use, boots on the ground. You have to put on your boots and go on the ground. Not to come like the honorable member, Ms. Scarlett, and tell this House, but the lights off at K2. The lights in off at K2, the lights never went on at K2. You know why? Because we constructed the hydropower dam and we wiring the 32 buildings to take the current. We finish wiring 28 and tomorrow we will turn on the lights because the staff who has to man the facility 24/7, they went to let them for training. And including in the staff are 5 women. You should have pulled one of them aside and asked them. Don't come and mislead this House. Because if you're a member of a party that started on a lie, you have to end on a lie because you're led by lies and liars. Is that a lie?
Mr. Speaker.
No, Honorable PM, it's not, but you're treading on the unparliamentary language.
Untruth. 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 I replace lie with untruth. Mr. Speaker, I stand corrected. I replace lie with untruth. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member Sarah Bohali come to this house and introduce a new word, corruption. What is corruption? You are led by the poster child or poster boy of corruption. That is your leader. That is your leader, and that is poetic justice. You come to tell us one thing and it fly back right to your face. Because you are led by the poster boy of corruption. Are you going to shout, Mr. Speaker, again? Are you going to shout, Mr. Speaker? And when you have your next conversation with your leader, tell him that once you are blessed with life, there are two things that you cannot avoid: death and taxes. I say no more.
You just said it all there.
Don't come to this house as merchants of grief, trading on people's sentiments and sorrows. You come here with your emotional appeals, false crocodile tears. I could cry too, and I could wipe my eye. You talking about a hospital that since it opened every day treating hundreds of Guyanese free of charge, saving lives. And then they had a routine servicing of the roof and the guttering, and somebody failed to turn off the tap, right? Failed to turn off the pump when they check in the roof and the pumping system. Some water get on the ground, somebody picks and send it to you, right? And quickly they clean up the water, right? Mop up the place, fix the roof, fix the leaks, everything, and continue to serve people. You must not be a merchant of grief, a propagandist. Because if you keep telling yourself that over and over, everybody around you gonna believe in the lie. You're set. Don't come to this house and tell half-truths and untruths. Well, again, I corrected myself. Half-truths and untruths. Half-truths and out-truths. You're strangers to the truth. If you started with half-truths and untruths, you will continue along that line. You continue along that line. You hear me? And you know, Mr. Speaker, come back to this thing about reading.
Read the list, PM. Read the list.
If you don't want to read, use the phone that is given to you as a member of the opposition. And Google. Use your phone and Google. And AI will give an overview of Guyana's budget. Just type in Guyana's budget 2020 to 2026. No, I'm trying to help you to understand, because I thought it was something difficult when we reading, but then I realized AI already captured it. Guyana's budget 2020 to 2026 reflect a shift from pandemic recovery and economic stabilization to rapid oil-driven infrastructure transformation and social development. Hold on, hear this one. Putting the people first, focusing on massive infrastructure, investment, education, and strengthening household incomes. That is on AI. So if you didn't do the reading, you got AI, you would have been educated. Don't come to this house. The honorable member, Ms. Sweetnam, in our presentation, talk about Sweetnam, my son corrected. Talk about lived reality. Live reality. I am 64 years old. I'll be 65. I'll be 65 this year. And I want to tell you about live reality in Guyana. And it's significant that this year we are celebrating our 60th anniversary of independence with a democratically elected government in place. Remember, in 1966, we had a democratically elected government in place. Hello. I was not 1366. I never said that. I was 5 years old. But I remember I did all the readings. Don't try to throw me off. 1966, we had a democratically elected government. Our level of education and development was surpassing the poor. Don't worry who we led by. We were led by Burnham. But he disappointed all of us, and I don't want to invoke his name here, Mr. Speaker. Fast forward to 1968. What is happening in Guyana from 1968 to 1992? She gotta walk. They can't handle the truth. Once you walk, it's because you can't. It's two things. Either you're going to use the bathroom or you can't handle the truth. He's going to use the bathroom. He's going to use the bathroom. I said it. You either go to use the bathroom or you can't handle the truth. He's going to use the bathroom. 1966, independence under an democratically elected government. I ain't going into history. 1968, right through to 1985, electoral malpractices that kept a government illegally in office in this country and took this country downhill. You heard it from the previous presenter. At the end, by the time we took office in 1992, we were among the 3 poorest countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. You had Bolivia above us, then you had Guyana, and then you had Haiti. Comrades, and I know my dear friend, Dr. David Hines, Professor Hines, previously known as David Osborne before he earned his doctorate. You know, I want to take you down memory lane because you choose in your earlier life to be a member of the WPA, the Working People Alliance, and you sitting next to people whose leader that they glorify by calling his name just now referred to your group as the worst possible alternative. You remember that? Worst possible. You comfortable sitting next to them. As a little boy in Linden, when I was going to school, I had to cross the river in the boat. Sharma Solomon don't know about this. He didn't burn yet. He didn't burn yet. He burned after. And when you cross from the western side to the eastern side, behind the bus terminal, written there was "Reactionaries beware. The PNC will fight fire with fire and steel with steel." And I kept reading that every time I come over. And I decided to do further readings. And I saw that they also had other slogans aimed at the WPA, because the WPA was a pain in that side of the anatomy that I will not mention in this house of the PNC. You were advised to sign your wills. Yes or no? Dr. Hines, you were collectively advised to sign your wills. Let it sink in a little bit. They will understand. Don't worry, the hecklers. Don't worry, the hecklers. They should keep quiet and understand. Fight steel with highly tempered steel. No holes barred. That is what you, as a young activist in the WPA, you had to dance between the raindrops. Because if any drop fell on you, you would not have been here with us. You would have suffered the same fate like your fellow members who was left lying in the promenade gardens with the weapons next to them. Do you remember that, Dr. Hines? Give me a nod if you remember. Give me a nod if you remember. Give me a... So they were revolutionaries too. They were revolutionaries too. You're revolutionary, but you're on the wrong side of the house. Joshua Ramsamy, you name him. And for the young people here, don't let them fool you. You read about Venezuela. It happened in Guyana too. I was a youngster going to school and I had to fetch water. Comrade Dale talk about fetching water. I had to fetch water. And my friends who had no gas stove, no kerosene stove, they had to gather wood and coals. So we had a PNC government that relegated us in a biblical sense to the fetchers of waters and hewers of wood. That's what the PNC did to us. Fetchers of waters and hewers of wood. When you go into the supermarket, and I used to go to a supermarket in Linden known as the Co-op Crescent Supermarket, used to be run by the government. Let me talk. Don't try to shout me out. There was nothing in the supermarket beyond rice and sugar, obviously, because it was grown in Guyana. Whenever they bring the supply of the other stuff, you had to line up, and it was rationed to you. And as a little boy, we like to play with names and abbreviation. So LFSB, as little boys, LFSB meant Linden, Forbes, Sampson, Borum. But as little boys, our lived experience caused us to see LFSB. And we said it as little boys because we were innocent. Line up for soap and butter. That's what we did as little boys. Line up for soap and butter. That happened in this country. People had scurvy. Comrade Gale called another name. People had rickets, scurvy. You ever hear about Vancy Ram? You ever hear about rice flour bread? And after day 2 and you pull it so, it's some long slime. Berry, you can't stand up properly. White mouth. And you come and telling us, but people starving. Fast forward to another time, because y'all benefited from the democratic dividend that was ushered in the 1992 elections, and you were able to win an election in 2015, and you run this country from 2015 to 2020. We fast forwarding now. But before we go to fast forward, I talk about the supermarkets. They had, and you know they had this way, like many socialist countries, of finding some peculiar names for enterprises. Mr. Hines, Professor Hines, do you know or can you remember the Knowledge Sharing Institute? Can you remember the Knowledge Sharing Institute? Am I lying?
What KSI used to
KSI, they used to sell fish. And the honorable member talk about corruption. When you go there, you had to beg the guy who's selling not to give you basho only. Throw in some bangameri, throw in some butterfish. I am saying this because I want everybody here and the whole of Guyana to understand what took place in this country under the PNC. It started in 1968. And it continued until we took office in 1992. Comrades, I'm telling you this because those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. And many people enjoy the democracy in this country. They enjoy the social and economic gains in this country from 1992 to 2015. In fact, to 2011. So they get complacent and they decided to vote for y'all in. And y'all took them right back. Like the proverbial swine who returned to wallow in the mire. Y'all took this whole country right back to what obtained.
Go back to your slash budget.
What obtained in 1968, 1985.
Take away from you, you come.
Fast forward to 2020.
What you did in the army?
I did everything in the army, including leading the army. Including being the head of the army. You had to be talented to be selected as the head of the army. Unlike you. Comrades, 2020, we went to an election. The people said clearly with their votes that we don't want you. We give you 5 years and you failed. And you held on to office for 5 months. We recounted the votes, and what we knew on close of business on the 3rd of March 2020 was finally declared as the official results of that election. The PPPC was returned to government. The PPPC returned to government at a time when people were starving again as a result of an APNU clouded, changing the name, but it's PNC. AFC government. The people were starving. We had COVID. We had COVID and we had the worst spate of management. In fact, it was a high level of mismanagement in this country at that time. You were trying to hold on to government. You were filling your pockets. You were spending without any budget that was legally authorized by this house. Because you could not have come to the house. You could not have come to the house. Right? Because you should have held the elections after the no confidence motion. You held on to power. And this country went down. All the markets were closed. You closed the markets. You closed the supermarkets. People were in their homes. Then, you know what? You know what? You continue to fool the people. The Honorable Member Sarabo talk about a hospital that was leaking. You took a hotel and you say you're going to convert it to an infectious disease hospital. You had inherit what? You had a commissioning activity and the media's there. You could ask them. After they had the ceremony, they cut the ribbon and they asked for a tour of the facilities. You said no, no tour. Because nothing was in there. Nothing was in there. We assume office on the 2nd of August 2020. And in less than 3 months, Dr. Frank Anthony and his staff had that hotel that hotel converted to a hospital, up and running, with gas, with specialists, with medication, and saving lives. That's what we did for these people of Guyana. And that's what I'm saying. Do not forget the past, because you're condemned to repeat it or to endure it. If you elect people, you forget the past and you elect people, you're condemned. Mr. Speaker, at the end of 2025 elections, 109,066 Guyanese voted for win. 77,998 Guyanese voted for the remnants, AP and UFC. Win got 16 seats, AP and U got 12, and the left. The person who got the largest among the leftovers got a seat. And you know what? We got 242,498 votes. But we made a promise to the people in our manifesto. We made a promise to the people in our manifesto that when the PPPC is in government, we manage for the improvement of all the people. We don't care who you voted for. We don't care who you voted for. We manage for all the people in the government. Comrade, listen and learn. If you're disabled, if you're old, if you're young, if you're unemployed, if you're underemployed, if you're a business owner, if you're a woman, you're a child, there is something in this budget for all of you. All of you. Comrades, that is not important. What is important is that you are on the other side of the house. And we will ensure that you don't starve, because we will ensure nobody in this country starve. And that's why we have the measures in that budget. Read it and read it again and again and again until you understand it. And when you understand it and you start believing it and see it being unfolded around you and start benefiting from all the programs and all the projects, by 2030, 2031, you will be voting for us on this side of the house. Mr. Speaker, this budget is about putting people first. Comrade, when you finish, I will continue. Mr. Speaker, given the above context, it is now my honor to demonstrate the developments and achievements across the core programmatic areas that fall under the auspices of the Office of the Prime Minister, and how they play into that vision. Power generation. You failed this country at power generation. You had no vision, and there was no growth. So you sat on what you were generating, and you felt that that was enough for Guyana. But after dealing with COVID and setting this country on a sound footing for economic takeoff, that's a new term, check it out. For economic takeoff. For economic takeoff. We have seen tremendous growth in the demand for power in our country, and we had to plan for it in the short, medium, and long term, something that you failed to do. Mr. Speaker, power generation sits at the center of our development agenda because it underpins productivity, competitiveness, and quality of life. Our approach, Mr. Speaker, combines investment in renewable energy with transformational projects, such as the gas-to-energy project, to deliver affordable, reliable, and accessible electricity to all Guyanese. And Mr. Speaker, this is directly aligned with our commitment to advancing the global goal of universal access to modern energy while reducing costs, strengthening energy security, and supporting sustainable economic expansion. I write to myself. Mr. Speaker, the gas-to-energy project remains the most consequential investment undertaken by this government and is aimed to transform Guyana's economic foundation. In 2025, the program moved firmly from planning into large-scale execution. At Wales, Phase 1 construction advanced materially under the EPC, and that is the Engineering, Procurement, and Construction Works Program. Approximately 6 to 7% of foundation piling was completed to date. More than 3,000 cubic meters of structural concrete were poured. All 4 turbines were transported and positioned on their foundations. Mr. Speaker, 6 power transformers are now in place at Wales, and the structural foundations for the 4 heat recovery steam generators were completed. This, Mr. Speaker, is a transformative project that will take Guyana into the future. We will have electricity from that project in the last quarter of 2026. 2026. Reliable and low-cost electricity, enabling heavy manufacturing, anchoring Wales development zone, and it will attract local and foreign investors. That, Mr. Speaker, will have a tremendous industrial and economic impact here in Guyana. More stable electricity supply, that's how it will affect you. Low energy costs over time. New job skills. New jobs and skills training. Stronger local industries. More affordable food and goods. As part of the project, Phase 1, we have Phase 2. And Phase 2 will see an advancement in terms of the procurement process this year. But definitely it is on target for completion by 2030. And Phase 2, we will have the fertilizer plant, which will lower food costs in Guyana, a gas bottling plant, low cost of cooking gas in Guyana, a glass factory, the construction and export of glass from Guyana, data center, important for us here in Guyana, will be established to support our digital economy and the NGL export for revenue generation. Mr. Speaker, comrade, just listen and learn. Listen and learn. Mr. Speaker, over the past 5 years, the Guyana Energy Agency has played a central role in advancing our government's commitment to affordable, reliable, and renewable energy. particularly for hinterland and riverine communities. Between 2020 and 2025, we have invested as a government $25.4 billion in renewable energy interventions. Over that period, we've installed renewable energy in many locations of Guyana, and we've expanded the capacity from 5.35 megawatts to 37.23 megawatts. While more than 4,500 jobs were created across construction, installation, operations, and maintenance. 2026, we will install 21 new solar photovoltaic mini grids in Guyana. We will upgrade 11, coming to you. We will upgrade 11 solar photovoltaics PV mini grids in Guyana. We will construct a 3 megawatt solar PV plant at the Chedi Jagan International Airport. And we have a project that is ongoing with the World Bank where we will implement Caribbean efficient and green energy building projects, putting solar PV system on over 250 buildings here in Guyana.
Honorable PM, I have the authority to give you 5 minutes to wrap up.
PM take an hour of my time.
Mr. Speaker,
Take an hour of my time, PM. Next, with the Speaker's permission.
Mr. Speaker, this upgrade of an installation of solar PV systems will benefit many of our hinterland communities. Over 12,300 persons will benefit, and villages like Baramita, Sibai, Karaburi, Kwebana, Akawini, Yarakita, St. Monica and Wakapau, Orial and Separuta, and Cradorao, all will benefit from these projects.
Listen, La Cruz, listen. Pay attention. Pay attention.
The 21 new solar PV mini grids will be installed in regions 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Listen, Gerata, listen. Put 3 on stream before you go out of the place. Put 6.
And Mr. Speaker, I want to add that at Linden, we are constructing a 15 megawatt solar PV farm for the people of Linden. And we have been able to encourage a private sector investment from both sides, who will also construct a 10 megawatt PV farm in Linden. Linden will get a combine of 25 megawatts of renewable energy by the end of 2026.
Excellent, PM. Excellent.
More than any other tongue, more than any other region in Guyana. That is what will happen to Linden. Mr. Speaker, they like to talk about NDMA and Wi-Fi and what they did. My lived experience, Mr. Speaker, my lived experience, honorable member over there, I'm using your term, my lived experience. Prior to 2020, when I was campaigning in the hinterland, every location I went to, I asked a simple question: are you connected to the internet? They said, oh, we got a Wi-Fi. And I tried to connect. I spent on the average of 2 hours holding political meetings and visiting people. And when I'm ready to leave, I check my phone again. It still has connecting. Today, 253 villages in the hinterland of our country 100% connected. Villages and satellite villages. Go to any one of them and go to the ICT hut or go to where the Wi-Fi GY is and you will get on the internet. Thanks to the PPPC government. That's what we did. I don't have the time to give all the details as to how we did it. However, Mr. Speaker, 96% of all our schools are now connected to Wi-Fi GY. In 2020, 23% was connected. Today, 96% connected. Mr. Speaker, in 2020, 10% of our health centers and hospitals were connected to the internet. Today, 88% are connected. Mr. Speaker, 7% of our police stations were connected in 2020. Today, 69% of our police stations and all our stations in the hinterland are connected. Mr. Speaker, our prison, and no surprise, 100% connection. You had about 60%, 100. Our fire stations, 100% connected. Mr. Speaker, this is progress. And this is what the people of Guyana has been looking forward to a long time. And they've enjoyed and benefit from 5 years of progress, 2020 to 2025. And it's no surprise that they elected us with a great majority because they're looking forward with great expectations for another 5 years of development, which we will deliver. This is just the first installment. This is just the first installment of the second phase of development for the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, we recognize that we could build all the infrastructure, but if we are to move forward into this information age, we have to spend time and money on training our people. And we have established an industry and innovation unit out of the office of the Prime Minister. And that unit will be busy again this year, training our people, not only on the coastline, but in the hinterland, training our public servants, training the trainers, who when they come, they will go back to their villages and train the people in their villages. We're spending more money doing that, training. We're spending more money on competitions because we recognize that in this digitalized world, we have to build the capacity. We have to spend money on upskilling our people. Another important project before I go, Mr. Speaker, there was a project known as Hinterland Poor and Remote Communities ICT Connectivity Project. That was set up, quite rightly said by Mr. Sharma, it was set up by the APNU, AFC government. I assumed office on the 2nd of August. And I called the project leader and I asked him some questions. And he kept avoiding me. And I decided I want to do a field visit. Let's go and see the equipment.
What did you find?
I find several containers parked in a hotel on the East Bank with the equipment.
What?
And then when I tell him to open those containers, overnight he moved it. He converted a supermarket in Diamond to a storage barn for the equipment. Mr. Speaker, we arrested that situation. We restaffed that facility and that unit. And today, I want to report to this House that we have constructed 172 ICT huts throughout the hinterland and the coastal and riverine areas of Guyana. We have another 18 under construction, and by the end of this year, we will satisfy the requirement for that project with the final construction and commissioning of all 200 ICT huts. And we have trained over 2,000 young people, not so young people, women, to manage those huts, to deal with the repairs for those huts, Mr. Speaker, they don't want me to talk.
They don't want you to talk.
They don't want to hear progress.
You keep telling us.
But Mr. Speaker, I'm thankful for the time you're giving me to finish. And I want to say this, Mr. Speaker. The digital identity card is up and running. It is issued under the authority of the Digital Identity Card Act number 19 of 2023. You just said no legislation. You just said no legislation. While we have adopted a phased approach, listen and learn. While we have adopted a phased approach to implementation, let me be clear, Mr. Speaker, this process is governed by law. The current pilot phase is strictly voluntary. Mr. Duncan, strictly voluntary, ensuring no citizen is compelled before the full commencement of the act. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, it is appropriate to note that the data being captured is that which has already been legally provided to other state registries, GRA, GRO, and immigration. This is simply a consolidation of existing legal records into a more secure format. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, with the appointment of the Data Protection Commissioner on January the 2nd, we have established the independent oversight necessary to ensure that every byte of data collected meets the highest international standards of privacy and security. And very soon, very shortly, I will issue the commencement order.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Mr. Speaker, disaster management and disaster preparedness is important for any country. If you're talking about development, you have to plan for disasters, because a disaster or a complex emergency that you have to deal with disrupts the development process. And Mr. Speaker, as the minister responsible for disaster preparedness, I am thankful for this budget that will provide $73 billion to ensure all of us are safe in Guyana, and to ensure we have the early warning and all the contingency plans in place to secure a Guyana that is developing and transforming at an accelerated rate. Mr. Speaker, you know, I would like again to commend Dr. Ashdi Kumar Singh, the Director of Budget, Ms. Sonia Rupdat, and all the hard-working staff of the Ministry of Finance for another stellar performance in crafting and delivering a budget of 2026 that put the people first in this country, that put all the people first in this country. The people who voted for the opposition, the people who voted this government in the office, the people who refused to vote or for some reason could not have voted, all the people in Guyana will benefit from this budget. Putting the people first. Aptly named. Mr. Speaker, thank you for indulging me beyond the time. I have more information that I will gladly impart to the honorable members. They're very receptive, at least this side. The larger of the opposition, they're very receptive to what I'm saying. And but I have to leave now. Next week we have the estimates, and you could come with some questions. Linden will continue to develop without you.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you very, very much. The next speaker His Excellency Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. His Excellency Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. Gail.
Mr. Speaker, I'm advised that the Vice President will not will not be here to speak. So I believe his time can go to the, additional time can go to the Minister of Finance when he's closing.
Thank you, Minister Teixeira. Honorable, just before we start, I'd ask we give a message to our young lady, but she's not permitted. 3 violations she has. Shut up.
We'll wait till then. Good.
Respect the boss here.
Honorable members, our next speaker is the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Member, Mr. Azruddin Mohammed. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, your time will start now.
Mr. Speaker, I rise as the leader of the newest political movement, We Invest in Nationhood, which was established on Independence Day of 2025, and in a mere 3 months was able to disrupt the political landscape of Guyana. Despite the name calling, sanction man, gold smuggler, international fugitive, despite the delay, resistance, and every effort to keep me out, I am standing tall and strong.
Yes!
And as the youngest leader of the opposition, because over 109,000 voters believe in me and my MPs. They chose hope over fear and gave win a chance. I thank our supporters who therein bestowed on me this opportunity to scrutinize the largest budget ever in the history of Guyana, putting people last.
Yes!
And in this vein, I want to remind the members on the opposite side that Guyana's parliament does not belong to you. It belongs to the people. Mr. Honorable Nandalal, I want you to let the nation know about the extradition request. The extradition request that came here on the 26th of November.
Right.
That is transparency and accountability.
Right!
That is transparency and accountability. There is an extradition request since November, and up to now, we cannot charge and bring these persons. I hope you're in trouble them law books over there, you know. I hope you're in trouble those law books over there.
Right. Let's go.
I want you to know that you could never be a presidential candidate for the PPP. Never. Today, in this honorable house, I am conscious of the weight of the moment, conscious of the expectations of the Guyanese people, and conscious of the responsibility that comes with responding to a national budget of this magnitude. Let me from the onset say thank you to the hard-working public servants of the different ministries. Although nothing is in the budget for the public servants, absolutely nothing. Even your guards out there, no increase for them. That is the heart you got for the Guyanese people, Honorable Nandalal. Of course, I know the numbers more than you. I want to know how much is in the budget to pay all the lawyers, the prosecution team. We need to know that. Concerning the sanctions, the PPP influenced the sanctions. Before the sanctions, no, the country must know. I want to answer this. The country must know. Before the sanctions, your leaders told me that if I don't release a statement that I won't be running for office, things gonna happen. And indeed it happened. We need justice for Crummy Wing. What about justice for Crummy Wing? Mr. Speaker, let me make this clear. The size of the budget does not impress us on this side.
Not at all.
Does not impress us. Perhaps the honorable member, Ashley Singh, can draw comparisons to the nation and size versus substance.
Julius.
And while he can present for 20 minutes short of 7 hours, this much he won't be able to do.
Right.
Because this budget lacks substance. Putting people last.
Right.
This week, I listened to PPP members heavily focus on personal attacks on opposition members, and very little on their respective portfolios.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
The government presents this budget with much pride and chatter about its size. You're right. I think we get a lot of headache under this government.
Right.
A lot of headache under this government. All week speakers from the government boast about their $1,558 billion budget.
Yes.
With assurance to the nation that the budget is financed entirely with no new taxes.
Right.
But I want to caution those honorable members who are out of touch with the realities of the ordinary citizens.
All the time.
That size
All the time.
is not a measure of success. This year's budget represents a 12.7% increase from last year's budget and is 5 times larger than the PPP's first national budget in 2021.
Exactly. Size don't matter for you, can you?
Every year, they come to this house with historic groundbreaking numbers. But where is this money going, Mr. Speaker?
Right.
And who really benefits?
To Florida. Money in Florida.
A budget should be judged not by how much is spent, but how smartly it is spent,
Right.
and how the people benefited.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, the first duty of this House is to therefore look behind the glossy, catchy headlines and ask tough questions. Who are the revenue streams carrying in this unprecedented level of expenditure? How much of this budget flows from oil revenue?
Right.
A responsible nation plan must be built on stable foundations, not on hope that the world market will always be kind to Guyana. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ashley Singh told this noble House that the economy is projected to grow 16.2% overall, and the non-oil economy will expand by 10.8%.
Right.
These are impressive numbers. They look good on paper, but they do not help a mother who stands in the market and finds that the salary she earned this month buys less than it did last month. Ask me how I know, honorable members. It is because I have been on the ground.
Right.
I have traveled the length and breadth of this country.
Right. Right. Yeah, but you
And I have reached into my own pockets on numerous occasions to help many people when the government failed them.
Oh my God. Continue, sir. You're doing a fantastic.
Honorable Gail Teixeira, you're present?
Right.
Why are you finding out about the little $298,770 monthly? I had a lot of respect for you, Honorable Teixeira.
Right.
But don't worry, every month I will donate some money to you for cigarettes. Don't worry.
You continue, nobody won't disrespectful.
I listened to your speech. How you can lie and say,
Right.
sorry, can't use those words.
Mr. Speaker, did I hear a word that's unparliamentary?
Dishonest. Withdraw. I withdraw that.
You better had. Thank you.
Yes. You mentioned 98%.
Honorable member, both words are unparliamentary, but more particularly for me is the imputation.
Guided. You mentioned 98% of Guyanese receiving water, potable water. 98%?
Excellent.
Is that true?
Right. Continue, sir. Don't let the pedophiles distract you.
No one can distract me. I went through the worst under the People's Progressive Party.
Right.
And that is why I will ensure, by the blessings of Almighty God, I work every single day for the people of this country, for the voiceless, the oppressed, to get you out of power 2031.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
I go.
So I ask, are these projections realistic for ordinary citizens facing high cost of living? At a time when the recent IDB stats, I know you don't like to hear the stats, 58% of Guyanese living in poverty and 32% in abject poverty.
Right. The thief in all this.
Where in these figures do we see betterment for the single parent, the teacher, the cane cutters, the fishermen, the pensioner, our indigenous people? The Honorable Sarah Brung is here. Please do better for the indigenous people.
Yes.
Please do better for them.
Right.
Because we will be on your backs every day to ensure that you better the lives of the indigenous people.
That's why me back to
Growth that is felt only in boardrooms and government reports is not growth. Those connected to the PBP are the only ones seemingly happy.
sad reality.
And even they are tired of the dishonesty. They are in my inbox complaining every day. Every day they're giving me information as it relates to corruption. Corruption. Our priority should be the poor people. Our priority should be the poor people in this country. We're going to address that very soon, very shortly. We're going to address that very soon, very shortly. If the PPP was so keen as it relates to this $191 billion they are claiming taxes why they dropped the charges. Why did they drop the charges? Kwame, Honorable Kwame, back in 2018, when I used to bankroll the PPP, your leader told me don't leave the money with Kwame. He told me don't leave the money with Honorable Kwame. Mr. Speaker, the government wants the nation to believe that because the budget is the largest in our history, it will automatically produce the best outcomes. Right. But bigger budgets do not equal better lives. Right. Ask the farmers, the youths, or better yet, speak to the auxiliary staff in the ministries. Right. A family can double its spending and still fall deeper into debt if priorities are wrong. A country can triple its expenditure and still leave its people struggling if those monies are not properly spent. Do the salaries of our frontline workers and public servants increase relative to the rising cost of living?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to go back to standing order.
Honorable Member, Ms. Shashira.
Yes, thank you, sir. 38.6. A member shall not read his or her speech except with the leave of the speaker, but he or she may read excerpts from books or papers in support of his or her arguments and may refresh his or her memory by reference to notes. Mr. Speaker, I'm asking for you. This has been raised several times in the House. I'm raising it again. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, you heard the point that the Honorable Minister raised. Continue.
Thank you, sir. I saw the high flat man in Belize reading his speech. I saw him reading his speech.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, I think everyone know who you're trying to talk about. Please. Please.
Okay.
Right. The great bishop isn't a problem.
We must ask ourselves, Mr. Speaker, how callous are the members on the opposite side of the House to stand bold-faced in this chamber and present the biggest budget in the history of this country, while more than half of Guyana lives in poverty. Oh my God. And there is little to nothing to cushion the cost of living or to ensure that the people of this country can live better lives. If parents must still choose between medicine and school supplies, then the size of this budget is an empty boast.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, as Nelson Mandela reminded the world, a nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones.
Right.
Let that be the standard by which this budget and the PPP government are judged. The opposition does not oppose development.
Mr. Speaker, 38.6 again. The honourable member is making no attempt to not read his speech. He's a politician who has won elections. He said that he won 109,000 votes. Mr. Speaker, the Erskine Mays.
Mr. Speaker, just give me a second, please. 38.6 says, a member shall not read his... Can I come here?
Honorable Chief Whip for the opposition, I think I'm well. And while I might be the slowest person in the room, I wouldn't mind some lessons from you in interpretation. Leader of the opposition.
Thank you, sir. And let me remind the members of this assembly that everybody had a first time. Honorable Teixeira, who rose and stand in order 38-6 during our first speaker's presentation. Even she had a first time. Mr. Speaker, you stood in this house once.
I want to remind the honourable members, he said he's new on the job, he's a new kid in the block, that under Derek Jagan, as Speaker of the House, we were not allowed to read our speeches.
Honorable Minister Teixeira, you and I know the rules well. Honorable Leader of the Opposition, you were speaking about the Speaker's first experience?
No, sir.
You were saying about my first experience?
No, what I mentioned is even you had a first time. We all had a first time. Yeah.
Except my first time, I think I ad-libbed.
Very nice. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Continue.
Mr. Speaker, permit me a brief personal reflection. 36-year-old Stacy Ann Rossum and her two teenage sons from Moko were promised assistance from the very members right in here. 3 honorable members promised to assist her building a home. She waited for months. She's differently able, and I'm happy to know that I delivered and built a house for her. Although we have $900 million in the budget for the Men on Mission program, we got to ensure that these monies are spent to uplift the lives of the people.
Continue. We go in. We got time.
That said, when I stand in this assembly, understand that I'm not here to criticize without solutions. I am first a humanitarian before I'm a politician. I am first a humanitarian before a politician. I am not here for the position, the title, the ranks, to sit in the Land Cruisers, right? To live the big boy lifestyle. I lived it and I know of it. I lived it and I know of it. And it is from these real stories, Mr. Speaker, from standing face to face with real people and real hardships, that I can confidently say this budget does not benefit the people. What this budget is designed to do is to have big numbers on paper, and then in dark rooms, billions of dollars are siphoned off for kickbacks. Ask Zulfikar, Susan, Vikram, or Batilayan. No, I'm referring to them. Yeah. This is why every single day, with the strength of Almighty God, I will ensure that we highlight, expose, and scrutinize public spending. We will pay attention to how taxpayers' dollars are spent. And come next elections, you will be out of office. Mr. Speaker, when the members on the opposite side of the House announce another historical budget, I hope that this budget would have been a turning point from dependence and poverty to empowerment. This is not putting people first, this is putting people last. On these fronts, this budget falls short painfully. I listened today Honorable Mark Phillips.
No, that was painful. That's painful.
You're failing us big time with GPL. Every day blackout. Every day blackout. Just now in Region 6, residents call and say blackout while you were speaking.
Lucky them.
Despite $40-something billion a year for the power ships, for the rental every month and the fuel, $40-something billion. When those power ships decide to leave, what happened?
Oh my God, we done with. We done with.
You promised 50% slash in the light bills for last year up to now. No decrease in the light bill.
Right.
Honorable Vikram, remember in 2020, we talk less story because you guys get excited when they hear about gold.
Right, excitement.
Remember in 2020, you didn't know how much pennyweights make an ounce? Remember you didn't even know the gold price and how to find the price? But I know there's a first time for everything, sir. I know there's a first time for everything.
How we know about it? Right.
We get a lot of reports in Marudi.
Right.
The name, I think the name Rodrigo. You got to look into that, Honorable Vikram.
Right.
I know the name rings a bell to you.
Let's go, we doing this.
Licensed gold dealership for 2025 declined steeply by 21.5% to 121,000 ounces. But when I was in the business, the declarations were higher.
Right.
Where is the gold going, Honorable Vikram?
Where is it going?
Where is the gold going?
Right.
An average of $2 billion leaking out of our banking system,
Right.
causing a heavy rate. Right now, if you go to the banks,
Right.
if you go to any one of the banks, you can't get US.
Don't listen to them.
And the Honorable Ashley knows very well what I'm speaking about.
Right.
If you go to the banks for 20,000 wire transfer, you gotta wait 2-3 weeks.
Right.
But when I was in operation, the banks would call me midnight to ensure they get a couple million US for the next day.
Right.
So that is why we are facing a heavy increase as it relates to the cost of living in Guyana. But they won't tell the honorable members in here about this or the people. They won't mention this. And this is affecting the people big time in this country.
Right.
You don't worry about that, sir. Tens of billions you mentioned spent on roads. And look at the condition of the roads.
Right.
I would highlight it every week.
Right.
But we know where the money going.
Right.
When the contractors receive their payment, they're not doing nothing, no job as it relates to maintenance of the roads.
That is it. You continue, sir.
Elections time,
They don't want the truth.
prior to the elections, you went and meet all these small miners. You give them engines, you give them tarpaulins, you give them pumps. And on the other hand, you shut down all the small miners.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the small miners are the lifeline and the backbone of this mining economy. We need the small miners.
We do.
The gold price is $5,000 an ounce. Right? You check if $2 billion are coming back to the system. Y'all withdraw $2.4 billion from the NRF. Just imagine $2 billion leaking out the system. And you guys are turning a blind eye.
Right. God help poor people.
I know very well about the gold business.
Exactly.
And from 2015 to 2020,
Right.
From 2015 to 2020, the PPP benefited the most from my business. I could recall a story. Back in 2019, 2020, a senior person on this side in government called me and they mentioned, I want you to release a statement that you're not providing security for the big boys in the PPP. I said I can't do that. I said I can't do that. That man is my brother and I won't do that.
Oh my God.
Do you know that the APNU never victimized me for that, although they were in power? Never victimized me for that. And I told them straight. That man is my brother. I assisted both parties as a businessman, but I cannot do that.
Right.
Honorable members on this side, victimizing everyone that is supporting the Win party. Look just recently on the highway.
Yes.
Just recently on the highway, a lady went for a house lot. And they told her that she's a Win supporter and she cannot get it. But I want to thank the Honorable Colin Cole. I think he looked into the matter and everything was sorted.
Right.
Yes.
That is it.
Was your friend, sir? Your friend.
Right.
Mr. McCoy, please have some decorum in this house. What is the heavy hatred about?
Continue, sir. We love it. Let's go. Let's go.
Honorable Vikram, I would like you to make lands available for the small miners.
Yes.
Viable lands. Ensure you focus on the small miners.
Right.
You seize all the lands.
Right.
Tell the people, you seize all my mining lands.
Right. So we
You seize all the mining lands. The gunmen are terrorizing the small gold miners. We got to ensure the Minister, Honorable Onich, we need to put systems in place as it relates to security for our small miners. Mr. Speaker, turn our attention to oil and gas. Honorable Vikram told this assembly that oil and gas have propelled development. Oil and gas are a catalyst for developing other sectors. Guyana produces 920,000 barrels of oil every day. Record numbers, and more than half of the country live in poverty. We were told by the Honorable Minister that the oil revenue is managed by parliamentary oversight. But how are we going to be parliamentary oversight when you guys controlling everything? Is that transparency and accountability? The minister claims oil revenues are protected because Parliament approves withdrawals from the NRF. But parliamentary approval under a government with a built-in majority is no oversight. No oversight.
All right, let's go.
Real oversight requires transparent audits done by internationally recognized forums.
Right.
Not reports filtered through the same government withdrawing and spending the money like there is no tomorrow. At present, the same executive that requests the money controls the vote, the agencies, and the reporting system.
Hey, that's madness. That is madness. Where is the transparency?
Honorable Teixeira, we had one of the biggest business in this country, right? Where all the banks depended on me for foreign currency, and also your party too. So have some respect. I don't know what is the problem with her.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Mr. Speaker, we are generating revenues that previous generations could only imagine. Yet this budget treats oil wealth as routine income, not as a transformational opportunity. Wynne made it clear oil wealth must be renegotiated, restructured, and redirected for across-the-board national benefit. This budget does none of that. There is no commitment to revisiting unfair contracts. There is no clear strategy to protect future generations from the volatility of oil dependency. Mr. Speaker, oil money spent without reform is oil money wasted, and we see that from the poor quality infrastructure. This government is heavily invested in new schools, hospitals, and roads with alarming structural defects mere months after completion. But we know why they like these big infrastructural projects. We know why. Oversight must be judged by outcomes. A country earning billions should not have communities begging for basic services. The EITI that the Honorable Vikram Bharat boasts about, at the end of the day, there is no transparency and accountability there, because all the records you have to submit to the EITI. The extractive industries, sorry. Yes. Extractive Industries Transparency Institute. Yeah.
You learned something there, lad.
Many resource-rich countries are EITI members and still suffer massive exploitation, and Guyana must guard against such. The minister boasted about transparency in the oil and gas sector, but could the minister tell us what the final cost of the gas energy project is, and why they secretly settle a dispute with the contractor without telling the nation what that cost is? Where is the report for the third audit of ExxonMobil? That audit reviewed over US $19.6 billion in expenses that Guyana must pay. Yet it is being hidden from Guyanese. Where are the quarterly updates and the field development plan? The VP wants us to believe that the reports were published. But when we found out differently, he then said that it doesn't need to be published public, because the Guyanese people won't understand to read it. But I know how to read it, and I will read it and analyze it for the Guyanese people. The current system allows the government to decide NRF withdrawals, the same government to control information flow, the same government appoints key oversight officials. This concentration of power is exactly what oil-producing nations are warned to avoid. Guyana cannot risk repeating the resources wealth for a select few and crumbs for the majority of citizens. Let me offer some solutions, because they are quick to say we criticize without having any solutions. Mr. Speaker, here is what real oversight would look like for the approximately 3.25 billion USD sitting in the NRF. Forensic audits published in full. A truly independent NRF board with opposition and civil society nominees. Re-establish a petroleum unit with specialists to provide oversight on the FPSOs 24/7. We want to hear about one man from Natural Resource, a man from GRA, one from the Bureau of Standards. We want a 24/7 service, fully monitored.
Right, correct.
Additionally, many of the offshore workers on the 4 FPSOs are being unfairly treated. And if they dare speak up, they get transferred or knocked off. Yet you stand in this assembly to clap for yourself on the oversight you give to the natural resources sector. The young PPP minister, the Honorable Kioma, who was ballsy enough to address Wynne with disparaging remarks on bank accounts, gloating in the victimization of his master through prepared PPP rhetoric. Honorable, the same bank accounts, the fellow members benefited so much from them.
Hey, oh my God. Guyanese that they talking about.
Mr. Speaker, the PPP ministers would be happy to tell this assembly that over 1,200 Guyanese businesses are covered by the Local Content Act. How much belongs to those same PPP members?
That's the thing, man. That's the thing, sir. That's the thing, sir.
We got to see how much the shell companies do. Mr. Speaker, there are many gaps between what was presented and the realities on the ground.
Right.
Let us turn our attention to social services. Allow me to amplify the voice of my colleague, Honorable Natasha. Mr. Speaker, this budget glorifies social services as world-class through big spending without sensible reform. We propose in our manifesto an increase in pensions, an increase in children's cash grants, and modern and improved hostels. We propose to build care homes, special needs centers, and child care facilities. Not like the overpriced $94 million flat building at Anna Katrina. But I'm happy since I visited there, the building is finally open for the public. Big fanfare, fancy headlines, ribbon cutting ceremonies before the elections, and yet that building was there for months. But our people, they are benefiting from the building now.
Right. Thank God. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because of it. Thank you. Let's go.
They boast about having housing programs. Well, housing must be treated as an extension of good social services. Housing and a livable wage are all inseparable. Housing without affordability cannot provide shelter. I could tell you a thing or two in this regard. I have built many homes out of my pocket. Mr. Speaker, we the members of WIN believe that this budget has plenty of words and big numbers with heavy misguided spending so that the elites on Rob Street could get wealthier. Against this backdrop, Mr. Speaker, here's what a winning budget would have done. Increase salaries for public servants. Cut the cost of living by employing several measures, even if temporary, while we await the major projects to offer a more fixed relief. Measures like offering subsidies on electricity, Honorable Phillips, on water across the board, setting up food banks, even if it's to offer rice, flour, oil, and sugar to the poor and needy, reducing VAT, and started a nationwide kitchen and community garden project. These are measures that should help one to understand the plight of the people and what is needed to ensure you put the people first. This and more could have been included in this budget. What we need to do, Mr. Speaker, is to invest directly in people, not just projects. Many people still cannot afford food, rent, transport, and utilities with salaries alone. If a pensioner still depends on family remittances or informal work after an increase, that is not major relief. It is survival support. In 2023, we had 73,000 pensioners, and I'm using numbers presented to this House by the Honorable Ashmi Singh. In 2024, we had 76,000 pensioners, an increase of 3,000. And in 2025, just over 76,000 pensioners. No fixed number on the increase, but in this year's budget, Honorable Ashmi Singh said we have approximately 95,000 pensioners. Where did we find these new 19,000 pensioners? Are we therefore implying that in the year 1961, 19,000 Guyanese were born?
Oh my. Oh my.
One must question if these numbers are accurate and where the money is going.
Right?
Can you live on the 46,000, Honorable Phillips? You said you're one of them. Can you live on $46,000 a month, sir? Mr. Speaker, while the PPP government spent approximately $4.245 trillion from 2021 to 2025, $4,245 billion spent from 2021 to 2025. How did it uplift the lives of the people? Pensioners received a pittance of approximately $4,100 per year. And this year, the PPP comes to this house asking us to support a meager $5,000 for our pensioners.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Is that putting people first?
Listen, it's 5,000 increase.
Let's go.
5,000.
Let's go.
One Dixie, $160.
I could recall in Mashabo, Region 2, I built a house for the oldest citizen ever in this country, 115 years of age, right? When her family sent me the pictures, how she used to live before, in deplorable, inhumane conditions. But after all, this is the uncaring government we have to deal with, the PPPC. These are things that the PPP should look into to better the lives of the people of this country, especially our centenarians. I visited so much of recent, and they all complain that it's hard to survive on $41,000 a month. What is required, Mr. Speaker, is a different vision for Guyana. But some of the honorable members are visionless. This budget supports inequality, it fuels frustration, and it does not meet our expectations. We on this side of the House and thousands of WIN, APNU, and even PPP members refuse to support this hardship. Guyana deserves a future where prosperity is shared, not promised on if the people behave well.
That's fire.
Not like the Eccles rally. If you behave well, you're going to get this cash grant. Trick the entire country. But come 2031, this is not going to happen again. Mr. Speaker, Guyana deserves a present and future where dignity is guaranteed, not negotiated. Mr. Speaker, the interest of the members on this side of the House is to serve the people, not to lord over them, but to serve them. And we will continue to demand a budget that does the same. There is little evidence that the 2025 social services measures provided any transformation relief to citizens.
When I tell you,
Especially when you pay a visit to the Palms or the Amerindian Hostel. I visited, so I know. They act like the realities elude them. Mr. Speaker, let the honorable members address the declining birth rate in the country. Fewer women are making babies in Guyana, with 2025 recording the lowest birth rate in years. Despite the introduction of the newborn 100,000 cash grant that takes months, and their leader stood right here and promised the mothers that they would receive it before they leave the hospital. I asked a few women, why? The same song reverberates. The cost of living is too high. You can't raise children comfortably in this economy with no proper social safety net. Budget 2026 expanded spending in some areas, but by how much? These social services barely increased under the PPP administration. Pension increased by a meager $5,000. WIN proposed an increase in pension to $100,000. Public assistance went up from $22,000 to $25,000. WIN proposed an increase in public assistance to $50,000. From 2021 to 2025, the PPP only increased public assistance by $9,000. How can our differently able people survive? Increases were not indexed against inflation because they do not care. We promised to reduce VAT from 14% to 10%. Mr. Speaker, not only did we suggest a meaningful reduction in VAT, but we also propose a revision of the PAYE and the income tax thresholds to protect working class families. In our manifesto, we propose PAYE from 25% to 20%.
Right.
And the income tax threshold to 200,000.
Right.
But this uncaring government only increased the income tax threshold to $10,000 to 140.
Let's go. Come on now, let's go.
This uncaring government did not reduce VAT.
Right.
Instead of easing the burden on food, utilities, school supplies, and transportation, they remove VAT on things like new vehicles, hybrid SUVs, security systems, jewelry, and high-end furniture. Walk through our markets or ask a normal man on the street. Speak to, have some manners please. Speak to staff in your ministries and ask how many of them can afford to buy new vehicles, upgrade their home, or buy jewelry. These measures are more like gifts to contractors and the rich than relief for ordinary Guyanese. These tax measures favor luxury purchases over daily necessities. Mr. Speaker, you cannot claim to be putting people first.
38.6. The honourable member is reading his speech.
Thank you, Auntie.
Honourable member.
On the campaign trail, you're going to hear it, don't worry. On the campaign trail, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it on the campaign trail. Our nearly 70,000 hard-working public servants got nothing in this budget. Absolutely nothing. Not even a small salary increase. Not a bonus. Nothing planned for them in this year's biggest budget.
Right.
Nothing at all. On Teachers' Day in 2025, I can recall sitting in the botanical gardens and the teachers complained bitterly how hard it is to survive and the pittance they're receiving.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, our public servants carry this nation on their backs, but this budget turns its back on them.
Right.
They come here and praise them with words, sell big dreams on the campaign platform. Sell big dreams on the campaign platform.
Yes.
In turn, they pay them with crumbs. This budget brings no serious wage reform, no consideration for rising food prices, rent, and transport, no answer to the frustration in every ministry and every police station. WIN's manifesto offered a real solution: structured wage increases tied to productivity, funded by national growth, and phased responsibly. Because we understand this much, you cannot demand first-class service while paying third-class wages. This budget forgets the working class, but we will not. Mr. Speaker, after infrastructure, which demands the biggest portion of our budget, we have education next, demanding an allocation of $183.6 billion. Notwithstanding that in the last 5 years, from 2021 to 2025, we have expended over $500 billion. Over $500 billion to the Ministry of Education. But in every region, our schools have plenty of problems. In every region, we have problems as it relates to our schools. Our education system is not properly managed. The big C word we can't use plagues the Ministry of Education. And Mr. Speaker, I have highlighted and assisted many schools with inefficiencies in education. My track record will show that across nursery, primary, and secondary schools, I have reached into my own pocket to assist students and teachers.
Mr. Speaker, again, I raise 38.6. The honourable member is making no attempt to abide by the standing rules.
Honourable member, the standing rules, the standing orders are quite clear about reading. So,
picking up the slacks long before I was elected leader of the opposition. Honorable Parag, you need to ensure you do better for our children. 28 years now, the PVP in office, and the children of this country are forced to use pit latrines in schools. Bullying in many of our schools across Guyana is excessive. The school feeding program needs a complete overhaul. We have received so many complaints about the meals, and with the billions spent to build these schools and dorms, many are way behind schedule, and there are visible structural defects within months. I urge the Honorable Parak to take a walk up the road to the $700 million Brickdam Dry Weather School. Walk across on a rainy day and you will see that the school is leaking. Another rush project, another example of mismanagement.
Honorable Member, two things. The Honorable Minister said the roof was not leaking in this house, that a tap was left on, and that tap was left on between the roof and the floor.
Guided.
So to accuse the Honorable Minister of not doing anything about a leaking roof is not accurate.
Guided, sir.
And then the second thing is, look at the reading, because it's obvious from here.
Okay. Yeah. Our honorable members on the other side of the house want to talk about putting people first. These are some of the issues you need to address if you truly want to put our people first. Address bullying and blunt violence among our students and even physical assault meted out our teachers. A senior female teacher at Charity Secondary School in Region 2 was brutally assaulted by a grade 9 male student on January the 22nd, 2026. Address the unstable electricity supply in schools like Kurukuru Nursery and Blackwater Primary in the Barima River. Address the bat and pigeon infestation in schools, namely the Zeeburg Secondary School and Port Kaituma Nursery School. Work on fixing schools of our dear Amerindian children, like the dangerous, dilapidated Chinawing Nursery and Primary Schools. The Chinawing School. Some schools in the hinterland that should have dormitories are still waiting to see them built, though the contracts were awarded.
Awarded to who?
Though they were awarded, a lot of them unfinished.
Oh my God.
Parents must send their children to live with relatives or keep them home. Teachers sharing beds at the home of another teacher because the living quarters they were given is not fit for humans. Allocate more space for sports and recreation for many of our schools that are woefully lacking. The Because We Care cash grant, $200,000 before the elections in Letem was promised to the 206,000 children across this country. And now you come to this honorable house to give us $85,000. To give us $85,000. $85,000. What happened? You promised $200,000. $200,000 you promised the children. Mr. Speaker, as if enough mess was not made at Ministry of Education, they picked up this very member and put her in a corner at local government. The Ministry of Local Government is asking us to spend $2 billion to upgrade markets. But in 2025, the Ministry of Local Government expenditure was $41.9 billion, with over $2.7 billion approved for upgrades to border and other markets. So we must ask, where is the money going? Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Priya is wrong about the markets, taking pictures without addressing the issues. It is like putting Band-Aid on a wound that needs to be cleaned and dressed properly. I have visited both markets, and they are poorly maintained and remain the same. Poorly maintained and remain the same. We need to desilt the drains. We need to ensure the washrooms are working.
Right.
The vagrants are taking over the market.
Right.
So these are the things we have to focus on.
Drainage is a mess. Drainage is a mess. Drainage is a
Last year, billions were budgeted for solid waste management, yet garbage bins were overflowing in the city.
Right.
This year again, the big spender comes for more billions.
right.
Mr. Speaker, the PPP cabinet is uncaring. How a minister could try to convince us that chocolates from humble beginnings can have you buy houses abroad and build mansions at home. The average chocolate vendor would be lucky to get one of the core homes they are building. And according to the Honorable Member Duncan, your bath towel is a wall-to-wall carpet in some of the homes they are given. But they do not care. I keep saying their priorities are misaligned. The Honorable Member can find time to address me so often. Can find time so often to address me, but can't sort the things out for the common man on the road. A city that looks neglected is not just an aesthetic failure, it adversely affects tourism. Tourism is built on first impressions. Visitors remember how a place looks. When a vlogger films overflowing garbage bins and stagnant waste in downtown Georgetown and highlights it for an international audience, that message becomes the image of our country. The millions of potential visitors.
The place nasty.
Infrastructure without cleanliness is like building a showroom with broken windows.